space, area, mass. If you were just randomly plucked from your existence and dropped right into the Everglades, what would you do? Would you forage and explore? Would you break out into a cold sweat and just start crying? Or would you finally get round to building that fusion reactor that you were wanting to do now that you're out of state lines? I mean, look at this place. Freedom's all yours. Now, short of assembling any vacuum chambers, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was our collective answer to whether Zelda could really transition to a fully open world game in 3D, much like the 2D games. Now, for the people with the attention span of a Cambrian-era ocean blob, yeah, it's real good. It's really good. Now, given the hype for the upcoming sequel and the fact that this game was seemingly released like a decade ago and was originally planned to be on the goddamn Virtual Boy, let's take a look now, shall we? Let's see what's going on here. Now, this game presents a similar vibe to being dropped off in the supermarket alone as a kid, except this time y'all ain't getting picked up and all the adults have health bars. You're given a quick how to use your magic iPad tutorial and a general sense that maybe things in this world are just a tiny bit whack, and then you're on your own, kid. And I bring this up before talking about the story, the pacing, the difficulty, anything, because I cannot understate how integral this part of just off you go is to the overall experience of this game. The experience of this game is written by how you choose to play it. You could choose to complete all the quests, save everyone in a valiant display of heroism, or you could choose to simply never wear pants and die in a freezing tundra 1 hour after starting the game. That's up to you. And you will die
very often in this game starting out,
because health, stamina, armor, weapons, not using a tree branch to try to fell a 9-foot troglodyte, well, that's up to you to collect for yourself. Bonus points if you decide to venture out west at the beginning of the game, because I find it really funny when games give you the option to accidentally just rock up to the late game areas with nothing but speedos and the power of friendship on your side. And hell, really, there's nothing stopping you from just bum rushing the final boss at any point in the game, but hell, if you do that, it's probably going to be like if you're a crackhead and you're actually trying to storm the Pentagon with nothing but a PNG of a gun. But thankfully, this game gives you enough directions to where you never really feel like you're too lost on what you should be doing.
But then what are you actually supposed to do in this game?
Well, I mean, if you look on each corner of the map, there's like 4 like Duplo monsters that apparently have been possessed by demons. You could go check out that if you want. Also, like, stare at locations and stare directly into the sun long enough to remember that the princess was maybe probably flirting with you, I don't know. Also, this dude wants a cookbook. Are you gonna die collecting it for him? Absolutely. But how much of that do you actually have to do? Once again,
up to you.
The story in this game serves the gameplay, not the other way around. The story really isn't anything too exceptional. I mean, the Link, the Zelda dynamic, that's pretty heartfelt, but hey, I'm more interested in building this town or whatever the hell's going on over that bridge, you know what I'm saying? Also, the voice acting in this game is kinda goofy. Daruk's protection is bustin' to be you. Now, this game was originally developed for the Wii U, a console who it seems you would have had an easier time programming for a Samsung smart fridge. Given that, the game was never going to have the most graphical oomph to it, and it occasionally suffers from frame drops as a result. So instead, this game was programmed to have some immaculate piano-backed cel-shaded vibes. This game looks great, not because Link has 2 million polygons working simultaneously in his balls to make sure they jiggle correctly. It's because the art is stylized, it's recognizable, and it's already aging better than a lot of the games that came out around the same time. Also, some people say that this game doesn't have music, and to those very same people, I am actively staking out your house on Google Images. This game is subtle, it does not need to have a massive bombastic track playing all at once. If I was in the middle of a field at night and Coldplay, Marshmello and the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra started blasting out something in my face, I would have a panic attack. Its tracks are easy on the ears, and they give me comfort, alright? Also, did I mention there's like a million things to do in this game? It is fantastic. Collect a million sets of clothing. Damn, Link, you a freak. Give Gordon Ramsay a lesson on how to properly cook goblin intestines. Ooh. Master Sword? Well, that's not a question, but in this game it is, because you can get that if you like. Do you want to find 900 nutfellas? Fuck it. Invite Tim Allen into your house, because Link, you've got a house if you want. Now, maybe the only thing that I could say really leaves a little bit to be desired in this game are the dungeons. There's 4 of them, they're not awfully large, and while yes, any itch to solve puzzles can be taken up by various tasks on the map or one of 120 shrines, there's really not much thematic variation towards each of these things. You're just large animal, ancient clockwork design, maybe a bit of fire, a bit of water here and there. While yes, it is frustrating when your weapons break, and yes, this game can occasionally chug under the weight of its massive, meaty cake. However, I don't really care because this map is full of things to do, people to see, quests to complete, Lionels who are gonna eat your ass for breakfast. This is a game whose greatness is not predicated on having the smallest list of problems, but instead having the large list of things that it is awesome at. Love this game. Very excited for the sequel. If you're wondering what my shirt says,